Neighbors square off over a boundary line. To resolve the dispute, the court will first turn to the written description of the property in the deed. But when should the court go beyond the deed and rely on extrinsic evidence? That's the question raised in Walters v. Tucker. In the early 1920s, Fred and Rose Wolfe owned a lot in Webster Groves, Missouri. The lot was bounded on the north side by Oak Street, which ran in a southwest to northeast direction. On the south, the lot was bounded by a railroad right-of-way, which ran at a different angle. In 1924, the Wolfes conveyed the lot's west side and the home situated there. The conveyances to the buyer and successive owners used the same description. Each was granted the, quote, west 50 feet, unquote, of the lot. In 1925, after conveying the west portion of the lot, the Wolfes built a stucco house on the remaining portion of the lot. Later, they sold the remaining portion, and after conveyances to several others, Charles and Myrtle Tucker became the owners. Rose Walters came to own the west side lot. In the 1950s, some 30 years after the Wolfes originally conveyed the west side of the lot, Walters and the Tuckers locked horns in a boundary dispute. They both claimed ownership of a roughly 8-foot strip of land which covered part of Walters's driveway on the west. The Tuckers' home was just 1 foot east of the disputed strip. Walters brought a quiet title action against the Tuckers. The trial court found the deed's description of the property, the west 50 feet, ambiguous and admitted extrinsic evidence. At trial, the parties offered the competing testimony of their surveyors, who measured the west 50 feet described in the deed differently. Walters's surveyor began at the west boundary and measured 50 feet perpendicularly. This produced a larger lot for Walters, with 58 feet of frontage on Oak Street and complete coverage of her driveway. But it left the Tuckers' chimney just inches away from the lot line. The Tuckers' surveyor measured the west 50 feet along Oak Street, which produced a narrower 42-foot lot for Walters. With Walters's lot narrower, the Tuckers' home was a comfortable 8 feet away from the lot line, and Walters's driveway encroached on their land. The trial court ruled in favor of the Tuckers and reformed or changed the deed following their surveyor's measurements. Using Oak Street to measure 50 feet of frontage, the judgment left Walters with 42 feet of width. Walters appealed to the Missouri Supreme Court.